You're packed into a stadium tunnel with 60,000 strangers. The gates just open, and the crowd behind you starts pushing before the one in front can move. This is the moment most people make the mistake that gets them trampled, and it's the exact opposite of what your body wants to do. So, what do you actually do when a crowd turns into a wall of bodies pressing the air out of your chest? Welcome to Bushcraft survival applied to the most chaotic wilderness on Earth. A World Cup stadium with 100,000 people who all want the same exit. Here's the reframe that keeps you alive. A packed crowd behaves exactly like a flash flood. You can't fight the current. You can only read it and move with it. Your instinct is to brace, to push back against the people behind you and plant your feet. That's the move that snaps ribs. When a crowd surges, a rigid body becomes the wall everyone else crushes against. Instead, do this. Bring both arms up in front of your chest like a boxer, elbows out, creating a small pocket of air. Stay on your feet, stay loose, and let your body absorb the surge instead of resisting it. And when you need out, never push straight against the flow. Move diagonally, sideways with the current, drifting toward the edge one step at a time like swimming out of a riptide. You survive the crush, you spill out into the open concourse, and that's exactly when the second threat hits you. The sun. Many World Cup host stadiums sit in brutal heat, and a packed bowl traps it like an oven. Tens of thousands of bodies radiate warmth, the concrete soaks up the sun, and the temperature inside can climb well above the air outside. Here's the bushcraft trap nobody warns you about. The first thing most fans reach for is a cold beer. Alcohol in extreme heat is a dehydration accelerator. It pulls water out of you faster than the heat alone ever could. The survival move is boring and it works. Water first, always. For every alcoholic drink, match it with a full cup of water and sip steadily long before you ever feel thirsty. Watch yourself for the early warning signs, 'cause heat stroke sneaks up. If you stop sweating, get a pounding headache, or feel suddenly confused, that's your body's alarm screaming at you. The instant you feel it, get to shade and cool your neck and wrists with anything wet. Heat stroke doesn't wait for halftime. You've cooled down, but the World Cup isn't just the stadium. It's a sprawling foreign megacity, and that's the next wilderness you have to survive. Step outside the gates, and you're a single person in a sea of streets you've never seen. Most people navigate this with one tool, their phone, and that's the single point of failure that strands them. A dead battery in a foreign city with no offline map is a genuine survival situation. So before you ever leave your room, build your bushcraft backup, download an offline map of the city, screenshot your hotel in the stadium, and write the address on a paper card you keep in your pocket. Carry a power bank charged to full every single morning, because in a World Cup city, you'll burn your battery on photos and maps by noon. Treat that power bank like a canteen in the desert. It's your lifeline. And learn to navigate the old way. Pick one tall, unmistakable landmark near your hotel and burn it into your memory. When you're lost, you steer for that landmark the way you'd steer for a mountain peak in the backcountry. You can find your way home now. But there's a predator in this wilderness that hunts the distracted, and at the World Cup they hunt in packs. Pickpockets. Their classic move is a distraction. Someone bumps you, spills something, or shoves a flag in your face while a second person lifts your wallet. The instinct to look at the commotion is exactly what gets you robbed. So train one reflex. When something distracts you in a crowd, your first move is to clamp a hand over your valuables, not to look at the noise. A sudden bump in a tight crowd is a touch you should never trust. Carry nothing important in your back pocket. That's the buffet table for thieves. A zipped front pocket or a money belt under your shirt is your secure cash. And carry a decoy, a cheap wallet with a little cash, and an expired card to hand over fast if you're ever cornered. The goal is to give a thief an easy win and protect what actually matters. Your wallet's safe, but there's a trap that strikes before you even reach the gate. The counterfeit ticket. Outside every World Cup stadium, scalpers sell fakes that look flawless until the scanner turns red. The only safe move is the boring one. Buy exclusively through the official tournament channel or verified resale platform, and never from a stranger waving tickets at the gate. A deal that's too good is the bait in the trap. Once you've got a real ticket, protect it like fire in the rain, screenshot it, save the barcode offline, and confirm your entry gate before you travel. A live ticket that won't load on a dead signal is no ticket at all. You're through the gate and into the city, but there's an invisible wall between you and every local who could help. The language barrier. And in an emergency, that wall can cost you dearly. Don't rely on a translation app you can't open with a dead phone. Write a few critical phrases on a paper card. Help, hospital, police, my hotel is here, and I don't feel well. Learn 5 spoken phrases before you go. Hello, please, thank you, sorry, and where is? Because a single word in the local language turns a stranger into an ally. In any wilderness, the locals always know the terrain better than you. Now here's a threat that ambushes almost everyone, and it has nothing to do with crime or crowds. It's the sheer distance you walk. A single World Cup match day can mean 10 or 15 miles on your feet, and the rookie mistake is wearing brand new shoes to look sharp for the photos. Fresh shoes plus 15 miles equals blisters that can sideline you for the whole tournament. Treat your shoes like hiking boots before a long trek. Wear them broken in and comfortable, the same pair you've already logged miles in. Comfort beats style every single match day. Pack a tiny blister kit, a few adhesive bandages and blister plasters in your day pack. Tape a hot spot the moment you feel it, before it tears open. The way you'd treat a wound in the field, the final whistle blows, your team wins or loses, and the most dangerous moment of the entire day arrives instantly. All 100,000 people stand up and head for the same exits at once. This is when crowd crushes actually kill. Your instinct is to bolt for the exit to beat the traffic, and that instinct funnels you straight into the densest, most dangerous crush of the night. The first 10 minutes after the whistle are the worst. The survival move is patience. Stay in your seat, let the first wave drain out, and walk out 20 minutes later into half-empty concourses. You lose a little time, and you avoid the deadliest part of the day entirely. And before the match even starts, pick a rally point outside the stadium. One clear, well-lit landmark where you'll meet your group if you get separated in the surge. Crowds split friends apart instantly, and dead phones can't reunite them. You make it out clean, but the day isn't over. Now it's dark, the trains are jammed, and you've got to get back across a foreign city you barely know. Night changes every rule. The mistake here is taking the quiet, empty shortcut to avoid the crowds. After dark, in an unfamiliar city, empty and quiet means no witnesses and no help. The lonely path is the dangerous one. Stick to busy, well-lit main streets, even if they're longer, and move with the flow of other fans heading the same way. Like sticking near a trail in the backcountry, the populated route is the safe route, and know your ride home before you need it. The last train time, a backup bus, and a trusted rideshare app already set up with your hotel saved. Stranded at midnight is a problem you solve at noon. There's one more threat that can end your tournament in a single bite: the food. Foreign street food is half the joy of the World Cup, but the wrong stall can leave you doubled over for days. The Bushcraft rule for wild food applies to street food too. Go where the locals go. A stall with a long line of locals has high turnover and fresh food, while an empty stall has food that's been sitting in the heat. Eat it hot, cooked in front of you and steaming. Heat is your sterilizer. The real danger is room temperature food and, in many places, ice and tap water, so stick to sealed bottled water. And carry your own small medicine kit, rehydration salts, and an anti-diarrheal, because a foreign pharmacy at midnight in a language you don't speak is the last place you want to be problem solving. Pack the cure before you need it. All of this comes down to one Bushcraft principle. You survive the World Cup the same way you survive the backcountry. You prepare before you go, not when the crisis hits. Let's build your loadout. Start with a small, slim day pack you can wear on your front in dense crowds. A bag on your back in a World Cup throng is a wallet you can't see. In it, a full bottle of water and a fully charged power bank, your 2 daily lifelines. Refill the water at every fountain and top the power bank every night. Then, your analog survival set, the paper map, the address card, the phrase card, and a printed copy of your ticket and hotel booking. Paper never runs out of battery. Add your protection layer, the Decoy wallet, valuables in a zipped front pocket, and a small first aid pouch with blister plasters and your meds. Each one is a threat you've already neutralized. And your sun and heat layer, a hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, and electrolyte packets to drop in your water. And a stadium oven. These are as essential as fire is in the cold. With the kit packed, your real skill is awareness. Reading the crowd like you'd read weather on a ridgeline. Stay near the edges of dense crowds, keep an exit in sight, and trust the prickle on your neck that says, move, That gut feeling isn't paranoia. It's your oldest survival instinct doing its job. If a street, a crowd, or a person feels wrong, you leave and you never apologize for it. And pace yourself across the whole tournament, not just one match. The World Cup is a marathon of late nights, long walks, and big crowds, and the people who burn out hardest are the ones who go all in on day one. Sleep when you can, hydrate constantly, and take a rest afternoon between big match days. Recovery isn't quitting. In the backcountry, the survivor is the one who manages energy, not the one who spends it all at once. Put it all together, and the picture is clear. Surviving the World Cup isn't about one trick. It's a system. Read the crowd, beat the heat, guard your gear, navigate analog, eat smart, and pace the marathon. Do that, and you don't just survive the World Cup. You're the calm one in the chaos who actually gets to enjoy it. While everyone else panics in the crush, dehydrates in the heat, and gets robbed at the gate, you move through it like you've done it 100 times. Because the truth is, 100,000 strangers in a foreign city is every bit as much a wilderness as a forest at night. It just hides its dangers behind the party. Respect it like one, and it'll be the trip of your life. So next time you're packed into that stadium tunnel with 60,000 strangers pushing at your back, you won't freeze. You'll bring your arms up, stay loose, and ride the current out alive. That's Bushcraft, World Cup style.